Since I am getting so close to finishing my LMTV Overland camper build, I thought I'd give you a tour. Let's check it out. The truck this camper is built on is called a Stewart Stevenson LMTV. This LMTV is powered by a Caterpillar engine and has an Allison transmission that you would find in regular motorhomes. These military vehicles are new enough that they came with blinkers and all the lights that you need to have it be street legal right from the factory. And when the engine is running, this is only about as loud as any other medium-duty diesel truck. If I were running out of electric power from the batteries, as well as not having any more gasoline for the generator, I could leave the truck running as the generator and generate my power that way. Or leave the truck running to keep the cab heated and the engine warm if I'm in an Arctic environment. These trucks do have CTIS, or Central Tire Inflation System. From the dashboard you can change the tire pressures and get yourself out of trouble should you get into it. All of the fluids are checked from right here in an easy to access location. On my LMTVs, I like to add a secondary start switch here on the outside that I can get to. On the roof I have solar panels for both 12 volt and 24 volt. The 24 volt solar controller is right here. I've added a generator mount for a small Honda generator back here, and the shore power plug for the RV is just above it, so I can have a short little cord that connects down to the generator and run that should I need it. Since I was not anticipating pulling any pintle trailers and the stairs would block it, I did add a regular trailer receiver hitch, and I also added these safety chains should I want to tie something to them to anchor the trailer. On the other side, I installed a Rotopax connector on the fender. This is the fuel to go into the generator. This side of the camper does have some 120 volt outlets up here, and I made a little bracket for my propane tank, and there is an outlet here so that you can hook an stove up or Blackstone, something like that out here for cooking. Up here is the air over hydraulic controls. You can tilt the cab, you can lower the spare tire, which is very big and heavy. I think this weighs about 800 pounds. So the crane will actually lift it all the way down to the ground for you and then pick it back up. And you can also raise and lower the suspension on this truck if you need to get some more clearance. You select which function you'd like to do here, and then when you're ready, just push the button. So now we should see the cab start to tilt. Usually you would want to do this with the engine running so that you don't run out of air, but as you can see, this is a lot easier than pumping it up by hand. If we want to go back down, just switch it to lower, it'll lower itself back down. The camper itself is a standard camper trailer. I had to cut a few notches in it, build some brackets to support it on there, and made it up to what was left of the trailer frame. These new frame members that I put onto the trailer frame are notched into the frame of the truck, and then also spaced with little blocks of wood there so that there's no squeaking when there's rubbing. Up here at the front one, you can see the blocks right there. Should you ever need a jump start, this is the standard military jump start port. Let's take a look up in the cab. In here we have all of the standard controls. This is the transmission controller. This is seen in most RVs. It is an automatic transmission. You have drive, neutral, and reverse. The mode button on this vehicle switches between street and off-road modes. Up here you have your air brake releases for both the trailer and for the truck. Down here is the Central Tire Inflation System. We have highway mode, cross-country mode, sand mode, emergency mode, and run flat. So if you have an actual hole in your tire, hit the run flat mode and it will continuously dump air into that tire to keep it as inflated as possible. I've added a little inverter down here. This is a 24 volt inverter. Gives me the ability to power things here in the cab. I also installed a USB port over here. And it's hard to see in this light, but I also have a backup camera that works off the original camera that's on the camper trailer. Inside here there is seating for 3 people, as well as 2 very large lockable storage boxes behind both of the seats. I'm going to set up camp and then I'll take you inside. Setting up camp is as easy as pulling the stairs out, putting out the awning, and grabbing your chair. These R-Pods have a set of speakers outside, a porch light, as well as a rope light under the awning. think the wind is picking up, so I'm gonna put the awning back in. Let's go inside. The first things you see when you walk in are the controls for the stereo. This is a Bluetooth stereo, and you can choose to play it inside, outside, or both. On the roof, I have both 12 volt and 24 volt solar. This is the controller for the 12 volt side. Over here is the control panel for the awning LED, the porch light, and the interior lights. And below the panel for the solar is the controls for the water. We can see the levels of our gray, black tank, fresh water, our battery level, as well as turn on our water heater and our water pump. The water heater on this model runs on propane only. To the right of this is one of the best parts about this RV, is a full real bathroom. We have a toilet, a sink, and a full shower as well with a skylight. This particular shower does have the Aqua View shower miser installed. And if you're boondocking this camper, saving water is going to be one of your biggest chores. Across from the bathroom, little storage pantry area, and then we have the fridge. The fridge can be powered both off of propane as well as electric. So in this auto selection, it is now running on electricity. That is 120 volt. This one does not have a 12 or 24 volt option, or I can select propane only. It's not practical to run this fridge off of 120 volts unless you are plugged into shore power. So I only run the fridge off of the propane when I'm on the road. Coming back a little farther, we have some storage cabinets, and beneath that, a couch. There's also a little area, I call this the soft storage, where you can put clothes, blankets, pillows, things like that down in there. Over here is the converter. This takes 124 volt and charges the batteries at 12 volts. It also contains all the circuit breakers and fuses for everything. Down beneath the fridge is the furnace, and that is propane only powered. So I do have three things in the camper that are powered by propane, which is the fridge, the furnace, and the hot water heater, which is stored underneath the seat. Next up, we have the dinette, and the dinette drops down, and then this bed flips over and turns into a king-size bed. So you can either sleep on it in this position for one person, or you can put the dinette down, slide these cushions over, and then slide that mattress. That mattress is folded in half right now, and it gets twice as large for two people. Over on this side, we have a TV, another storage cabinet, the hood, a propane powered stove, and a nice little sink. Beneath that is the microwave, and then my favorite part. This is a vacuum. You can plug a hose into it and use it like a normal vacuum, but this is also a floor vacuum, which is great, and probably my second favorite feature over having a full-size bathroom for an Overland camper. Let me show you why. This is a floor vacuum, and if I kick this up, it will turn on. And then I can sweep all the little bits of mud and dirt that get in here from Overland camping off-road, and they go away. And the great thing is I can run that vacuum, microwave, or even the air conditioner, which is up there, controlled by this panel over here, anytime that I would like. Set the air conditioning to cool and low. We should hear it kick on. There it goes. And I'm able to do that because hidden under this seat, I've installed a golf cart lithium battery, as well as a gigantic inverter that can power everything on this R-Pod all at once. I can turn on the air conditioning, the microwave, the vacuum, anything I want, all at the same time, and this thing will take it. So my on and off switch for the inverter is right here. If I were to hit that, the air conditioning would turn off right now. And to make sure that this cabinet stays cool, I've installed this register right here that runs off of 120 volts that will keep the battery, the inverter, and the charger, which is in there as well, all cool. So when shore power is connected and the battery is charging, this register will be running and keeping it cool. Likewise, when the inverter is running and we are not plugged into shore power, that inverter will be starting to get hot. The battery might get a little hot, and so this is also powered, and it will keep air moving through that cabinet. Underneath the similar seat on the other side is where the hot water heater is stored. All that area underneath the bed is the basement storage that you access from the doors on the outside of the camper. That's going to be it from the inside of my Overland camper build. I do have a couple little ideas to finish it up, but since it's basically done, I decided I'd give you a tour now. And if you have any ideas on what things I should do to this camper, leave them in the comments below.